Use the breath to be the catalyst to get you to the start. Because again, once you start something, it's easy to get to the next step and then the next step. And the next thing you know, you're like, oh, I just did it and it wasn't that hard.
Welcome to My Daily Mindset, where you get an inspirational, educational, and motivational message each day to help you live your best life.
Yesterday, I talked about using your breath to relax or reset yourself. I talk about the breath quite often because to me, one of my sayings is if you can control your breath, you can control your life, because there are so many things that you can do with it that can help control, emotions, actions. Like I said yesterday, just relaxing or resetting yourself to refocus. So today I'm actually going to talk about, yes, breath again. And this one is the one power breath that I like to call it. And this is, I just made that up, by the way. I don't really call it the power breath, but I guess that's probably a good name for it. So what it is because I also talked about earlier this week, mini goals, right? How do you get your lifelong goals? You set, medium goals and smaller goals, and how do you get to those goals? You set mini goals. You break these goals down into the smallest little chunks. Here's the problem. When it comes to starting something, anything, it can be the smallest task in the world, you have to start it. And for us, for some reason, that seems to be the hardest thing to do, to get off the couch or stop doing what you're doing or just to start doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's the weirdest thing, it's very simple tasks. I mean, I'm talking about doing laundry. I'm talking about, dishes, like taking the trash out. I mean, literally mundane, simple things that are just like, they're the hardest things for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a technique that I use to get me started on anything. And a lot of times this means like get up and get out the door, right? We try and think our way out of things a lot of times. We're like, okay, I'm going to do it. But what happens is in your mind and in the brain, there's like this loop of, activity, and it's just looping. And you're saying, I want to get up, but you don't get up. Then I want to get up and I don't get up. And it goes around and around, and you don't get up and you don't do what you're supposed to do. Taking a physiological action, whatever that may be for you, I use the breath to stop that sort of circle, if you will. It sort of breaks it and allows me to get up and go do whatever I'm, wanting to go do. So what I do is I do one, like a power breath. I literally, if I'm sitting there and I'm thinking I need to get up, I need to go do this or whatever, instead of thinking it, I literally just go, and by the time I'm exhaling, I'm up and I'm out. So try this in your everyday life. Try it today. If there's something that you should go do or you want to go do and you're having trouble doing it or just getting started on something, use the breath to be the catalyst to get you to the start. Because again, once you start something, it's easy to get to the next step and then the next step. And the next thing you know, you're like, oh, I just did it and it wasn't that hard. But literally just starting, like, again, resetting yourself to restart. So use a power breath. One big inhale and one big exhale. And think about this. As you're doing this, you're bringing new oxygen into your body and your brain, and you're exhaling 70% of the toxins that are in your body when you exhale. So if you take a big power breath, you're not just starting something, but you're doing your body and brain good. All right, guys? Do a power breath today. Do one right now just to practice. It's just like that. All right, guys. Have an amazing one. Remember, this is your life. Live it your way.
I appreciate you listening today, and hopefully you found something useful in today's message. And if you did find value, please comment. Also share it with somebody else that may benefit from this. And if you haven't already, please subscribe so that you can get an inspirational, educational, and motivational message from me every single day.